Call to order the Caucus meeting for Twinsburg City Council for November 26, 2024. Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Here.
Mr. Post?
Here.
Mr. Bellin?
Here.
Mr. Bonacci?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Present.
Mrs. Labby? Here. Mr. Barr?
Here.
All right, thank you. Presentations tonight. First, we have Earl Engel, who's going to talk to us about community focus. He's our local representative. Mayor?
Yeah, I just want to introduce Earl Engel. He is we haven't had a community focus representative for, I think, since Mr. Conway passed away. And so Earl showed an interest, and he spoke with Mary Kidd, spoke with me, and he came in, and I think he's a great fit. He's got some experience in what he's sitting there listening to. And so, and as Bill knows, in the years that we were representative and so many years after that, every year, once a year, we had the representative come in and just give us a quick overview of what's going on in the cable office. So go ahead, Earl. It's all up to you. It's on you. So this is Earl Engel, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor. Greetings, everyone. Good evening.
Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor, for providing me this opportunity to explain who I am and what I'm here to accomplish. As Mayor stated, my name is Earl Engel. I'm a 30-year resident of Twinsburg in Ward 5, and I'm backfilling. I know, Daisy, you had attended a number of the meetings, the board meetings, so I guess I'm filling your shoes, as I understand it.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
She wears high heels, though, so.
So, as the mayor had mentioned, my career, I had a 45-year career in broadcasting. I did commercial post-production, broadcast news production, corporate media production, and sports production. So I'm retired now, living the dream, and this opportunity came up, and I thought it was a good fit for me and a way to contribute to the community. I have two children that graduated from the high school and are doing quite well, and I attribute that to the school system, so thank you. My role is to represent the quarterly meetings of the Community Focus Board. I represent, of course, Twinsburg, and there are other communities represented of Aurora, Northfield, Macedonia, Reminderville, Sagamore Hills, and Twinsburg Township. They all have their own representative. So as I mentioned, there are quarterly meetings that I will be attending, and some of my functions are to review the media production planning. They publish, the Community Focus Group publishes a schedule of programming per month and what they will be airing on behalf of Twinsburg and the other communities. And I also can be the funnel if there is a request in the community for something to be broadcast or put on the cable system. I understand that the request can be made through one of the council members, and that council member then can carry it to me, and I can carry it to the board members and the Community Focus production team. So I think you're all aware who Community Focus is. They occupy channel 1021 on the Spectrum cable channel, and they can also be, their content can be viewed on the My Community Focus app, okay, which you can get on your phone, computer, or via browser on a website. So some of the highlights of what I found out the group had done this year, production-wise. They broadcast live the state semifinals for the high school baseball games. It was quite a feat, actually, out of Canal Park, and they pulled it together pretty quickly. Obviously, they do a monthly mayor's report, and this summer they chose to do some outside, as I understand it, the square and Chamberlain Park. Right. They also do, working with Kathy Powers, Twinsburg Schools Today, and they did a program that features the new staff members during the November show. They reintroduced the not-so-newlywed game, which is kind of entertaining if you want to watch it. They have some mostly retired contestants. They have 3 sponsors that give cash prizes to the winners. But it's actually pretty entertaining and actually well done. The new Twinsburg Native Habitat Association was featured at a segment of the local news and events program in Focus. The story aired on the Twinsburg Spooktacular at Glen Chamberlain Park, and both the Twin Masks Performing Arts Center and the Twinsburg High School Drama Club promoted their fall productions. They were recognized for, they received a 20-year membership plaque from the Twinsburg Chamber of Commerce this year, and the Focus program, Something Extra, was recognized by the Cleveland City Council for its impact on the Down syndrome community. Milestones, Community Focus is wrapping up their 43rd year of Twinsburg High School football coverage and is soon to begin coverage of high school winter sports. The Twinsburg Library's monthly segment celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Friends of Twinsburg Library. That's the highlights, just some general comments. I started attending and filling this role at the June meeting, so there was a June, September, and now December meeting. And I have to claim that I had to do some homework and look at the programs they were producing. I knew the team for many years, but I hadn't kept up with the programming they were doing. It's pretty clean, pretty good stuff. They do a very fine job. I was impressed with how much they do support the community, like I said, and I saw the smiles with the high school baseball game live coverage from Canal Park. I didn't realize the value they brought, and I'm excited to be part of representing Twinsburg and helping to continue that and maybe guide things as the technology morphs. That's my presentation. If there are any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Earl?
Did they not do the soccer? The boys went to the soccer final. Did they not broadcast that? I mean, since they did the baseball, I was just wondering.
I did not see any programming on the soccer finals, did they?
Semifinals. I think once they got to the finals, there was a different broadcast partner that the Ohio High School Athletic Association had.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Earl. Well, thank you.
Earl, well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Earl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Mark, we're going to skip, we'll go over it briefly. Over the last several months, there were some questions about what council does and what our powers were. Some people have asked us to do investigations and all sorts of things. And so I just briefly wanted to talk about what the powers of council are in the city of Twinsburg. This is verbatim from the charter. Basically, the first line says what we do. It's all legislative power resides in the city as determined by policies of council. Without limitation, or programming council may by ordinance or make a provision different from the general law with respect to, it talks about time and place of meetings, how we advertise. Basically, we are a legislative body. We pass resolutions and ordinances. We authorize money. We allow the mayor to enter into contracts. We authorize purchasing for capital equipment. But we don't do investigations. We don't get involved in court cases. We don't deal with the county prosecutors. If you have questions on who to contact, you could probably contact anybody on council. All of our emails, phone numbers, and profiles are on the city's website. If you call city council and want the contact information for a city council person, they'll be giving it to you. We'll help you navigate which department can help you and possibly get the mayor involved, who's got an open door policy. If you have questions, you don't have to wait to come to a council meeting and speak to us in public. We can answer a lot of your questions just through normal actions, and we do. So that's just a brief wrap up, but we don't do investigations. We do not hire and fire. The only person that the council as an entity is responsible for is the clerk. So all the administrative powers reside with the mayor and his department heads. So just a quick refresher of what we do, because sometimes that got confusing over the last several months. Mark, can you go to the next slide, please? This is just, again, this is in our rules, it's codified, and it's the audience participation. So we simply ask you to identify yourself, make your comments to the president of council, may or may not have feedback during the caucus, and but definitely not during the council meeting. And probably could have been a little more strict on this, but it's been an exciting year. At the end of the day, we offer 5 minutes for somebody to address us on a certain topic. Tirades are not permitted. We don't want profanity or derogatory, contemptuous, slanderous, harassing, mean-spirited behavior. Again, you don't have to come to a council meeting to talk to us. We're all available with our contact information. If you don't have it, just call City Hall and you can get to us. We want to hear from you, and we want to hear you more from just the 5 minutes that you have at a council meeting to resolve any issues you have. And appreciate those that come. And that's all I had for that presentation. Next, we're going to go to audience participation. We do not have any, I do not believe.
That is correct.
Thank you. Then we're going to go to pending legislation. I'm going to start with Ordinance 93, 2024. This is a resolution regarding the updates to the council rules. This is on its third and final reading. To tell you the truth, I don't care if it's on its third and final reading. You guys there were some minor changes that we looked at, some wording, some cleanup in this. There was nothing unusual. I will tell you, again, at one point, we looked at combining the caucus and the regular council meeting, because often there was a break in the middle. We took that out. There are still audience participation in the caucus. There's still audience participation in the regular council meeting. There are no real changes of significance in these rules. If somebody wants to review this again, we could go over this next Tuesday, because we have another meeting then, or we can pass it tonight. Do you have any questions or any comments? Okay.
Bill, did we get the note in there from the law director about
Yes.
where the videos will be?
Yeah, he is taking care of that.
Okay, thank you.
Well, it says that they're going to be posted. It doesn't say where specifically. I don't know if it needed to, at least the version that I saw. And then it also said that they were available upon request.
Right, they were going to be posted on, and it just said posted, they were going to be posted.
Yeah, it just said, I just didn't know if we wanted to lay that out. If we don't, I'm fine with that.
I believe we left it generic on purpose, just in case something
And
changed
that's-
in the future.
And that's
on,
totally fine.
Like
Okay.
new technology, but the
It's our
website for
intention
sure.
to
Yeah.
post all the meetings on YouTube, on the city's website. I mean, I'm on YouTube all the time, and I've been viewing a half a dozen different city meetings. They're popping up on there, as well as you can access them on the city's website. So,
Yeah, that'd be consistent with my advice on that, that the legal language as is, and we continue to post as we have been for a while now.
all right.
So just to be clear, the version that I'm looking at reads, all regular and special council meetings shall be recorded and copies shall be made available upon request.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. So that line right there memorializes our
Did
obligations.
discuss with him.
Excuse me. Our obligations pursuant to the, this mic was off. Our obligations pursuant to the Ohio Public Records Act. We do, and we intend to continue to keep publishing online the videos.
Okay.
I would say that to limit ourselves with language that is more specific than what we have here in this draft would possibly cause some problems as we move down the line and possible video hosting services change and so forth.
We can review the rules as often as you want. We had it, again, a little bit we expected to have this done earlier this summer. Just been a busy summer, we didn't get it accomplished. So why don't I'll make a motion to pass this, and we'll just see where we go. Resolution 119, 2024 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to enter agreement with the city of Reminderville to provide certain police and fire dispatching services. I believe we're going to, I spoke with Mayor Scafidi today. We realized there was a difference from what he thought this was going to be and what we have. He thinks he has a 3-year agreement, and we've been reading a 4-year agreement. I have other issues with this that I'll be happy to tell people about later, but I believe we're going to pass over this to this evening and readdress it next Tuesday.
Different than what Reminderville's legislation that's already been passed says. I think there might be a difference, so.
I can't hear you, Mayor, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he's speaking.
Reminderville's already passed legislation on this previously, so
Oh, and ours is different, the way it's
I
written?
think ours is
Okay,
different than-
thank you.
yeah,
We're
so-
gonna double check. So
Yeah.
tonight it would just be read by
Oh,
title, and then we'll move on to the next.
Right.
I was just going to say, point of order, I believe Mr. Vazana wants it read, even though we just, read it for a third time, that we will read it for a fourth.
I was going to read it, but I was going to pass over it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that good with everybody? Mm-hmm. All right, I need to turn the page, so I got to take the paper clip off. Ordinance 120, 2024 is the permanent annual appropriations. So I think they were on our second reading tonight. We had a finance meeting earlier. There were a couple changes, but I expect to pass this. Do you want to do this on the last meeting, or do you want to do it next week?
Next week.
Okay, because we're on our second reading tonight. Next Tuesday would be our third reading, but we have a meeting after that if we needed to. We're still going to put it on an emergency because it has to be in with the county by either December 31st or January 1st, one of those days, either the end of the month or the first of the month, but we have to have it done on an emergency so we can waive the 30 days to be able to submit it to the county. Any questions on 120-2024? Okay, 121, 2024 is an ordinance for the update of the code to allow the mayor to declare emergency if needed. This is a recommendation by Chief Basso, an outside contractor who helped us review the city's CEMP and COOP plans. This will be on its second reading this evening. We're not taking action on it. Any questions on this? Ordinance 123, 2024 is an ordinance to award the bid of chemicals for both the park and recs and wastewater. We've talked with Nate about this. It's a second reading tonight, and it's being asked to be put on emergency on its third reading. So we're going to read it tonight, and next week we would pass it on an emergency.
Mr. Fury, I show it as a resolution. You mentioned the ordinance.
I show 123, 2024 as an ordinance on my sheet. If that's incorrect, can we check that? And I'll just change my paperwork?
Resolution on the
My bad. I will,
121, 2024?
123.
123.
Says resolution.
No problem. I've fixed that on my paperwork, and we're good.
Oh, your cheat sheet.
Resolution 124, 2024 is a resolution to enter into an agreement with TMS engineers for transportation and traffic studies. Last year, City Council authorized a citywide traffic signal study is now complete. And now we have the next phase. The total agreement will not exceed $699,103 and be part of next year's budget. This will be on its second reading this evening. So we will not be taking action on this either. Are there any questions? Ordinance 125, 2024 is an ordinance. The ordinance is the annual cost of living adjustment for the non-bargaining units, which is at 3.5% this year. This will be on its first reading tonight and be asked to be placed on emergency on its third reading in order to make the adjustments in a timely manner to receive the payments. Because if we don't do this before the end of the year, it messes up payroll in January, correct? You want this tonight, or do you want this in 2 weeks?
2 weeks is fine.
Great. Okay, so we'll be reading that tonight, and we'll be addressing it in our last council meeting for the year. Now I have ordinance 126, 2024 is an ordinance to update section 923 regarding municipal cemeteries. This section has not been updated since was born in 1961. And the service director, Dennis Salowski, has suggested several changes and reviewed them with the mayor. The changes include The highlight are lot costs and expenses. The costs are being recommended to increase to reflect today's cost. And determine this, we've reached out to multiple municipalities and cemeteries to get our actual costs. Other changes to the type of plantings and decorations allowed, and this will be on its first reading tonight, be asked to place on an emergency, and its third and final. So in 2 weeks, we will address this. So we have lots of time to ask any questions about what we're doing different with the cemetery, but I'm all in favor of making sure we're up to date on costs. So, ordinance 127, 2024. This ordinance is a request to reclassify the advance for the this ordinance is a request to reclassify the advance of the pool pack project, Phase 1, and make the permanent transfer. During the fitness center's budget discussions, that the advance will be unable to pay back the general fund until 2025. This will be the first reading tonight and be asked to place on an emergency. First reading tonight, then be asked to place on an emergency and its third and final reading to make the changes by the end of the year. So do we want this one done tonight? Because right now, we're not doing anything. We're not passing
If
anything tonight.
we can either do it tonight or at next meeting, but I'd like to send the appropriate, this change will have to be made before the final appropriations are sent to the
Okay.
county.
If we're not going to do 3 readings, let's just pass it and be done.
Okay, all right. I mean,
We're gonna do 3 readings anyways,
I'm
but-
cool with cleaning up all the emergencies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need a script to do that. I can pull that off. So we're going to, you want to do 127, which is the pull pack tonight, and just get it off the list?
Fine.
Does anybody want to research the cemeteries, or you want to get that off the list tonight?
That's pretty cut and dry, I'll be honest with you.
All right.
So circling back to cemetery, will that have any impact on the Locust Grove event of the Historical Society?
No, this is if you die and we have to bury you,
Costs
we have to take care of people that pass away here,
Understand.
and we have funeral costs and things, and we maintain.
More the
that cemetery.
opening and closing costs and like what people are allowed to leave and like flowers and things like that and what will happen to them, you know.
We're only charging, it looked like $100.
Yeah.
No.
It's,
All right, so.
does not cover our
I'm gonna go
costs.
back.
$100.
Best deal in North.
Look, I got 6 minutes, and I got a room full of firemen. You want me to clean up the 3.5% tonight?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want us to do, that's not an emergency.
Well, we do have 2 more meetings in December.
Yeah.
Correct.
We'd still have the 3rd and the 10th. So we have time for things that if we can read 3, but something like that,
Just clean up the last 3, which is the 3%, which nothing, that's not going to change, because that just matches the unions. We do the municipal cemetery, and,
right, the things that have,
yep,
Pull pack.
right, and the
Okay.
pull pack. And we've discussed the pull pack for so long that
5 years.
93, 119, and then 125 through 127.
No 190.
125, 126, and 127.
Wait.
Okay? All right,
And
all right. Is there any miscellaneous?
93.
Pardon?
93 and 119.
Not 119.
Not one.
The only,
That's the dispatch that we need
Oh,
clarification
yeah,
on.
that's right. Yeah.
say it again?
119 is the dispatch that we need clarification. So 93, 125, 126, and 127 is what we've decided to vote on this evening?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any miscellaneous?
yeah, I got one quick thing.
Go for it.
If you're having, and just for the people here on council, if you're having any issues with your electronics, like your laptop is not working or your iPad is not working, if it's working functionally, that's great, but if it's actually not working, that it's affecting what you're doing, if you could just individually email me or text me soon and let me know, just because it's one of the conversations we had today.
About buying stuff?
Yeah, only because, like...
I'm good.
Yeah, his stuff's not...
Does
even-
anybody need a new iPad or a laptop?
Yeah, Scott's
That
already...
far?
Greg, yours is okay?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Okay, so we'll look for Scott, we'll see what we can do.
I don't know if that's in your budget.
Huh?
Just kidding.
We can cover one. We
Okay.
can cover one.
We may need to make a change to council's budget for next year then.
Right, for one iPad.
All right. Is there anything else before we finish this meeting?
I hear they're $200.
All right. I'm going to adjourn the caucus meeting at 7:26.